As you enter the bay, Fang is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark in staccato rhythms, unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Shitheads! Fang's voice echoes from behind a stack, followed by the hammer of a fist on a metal casing. These snaky shitheads. Hey! I'm not a shithead! I have a cozy blanket. Thank you very much, good sir! How dare you besmirch my serpentine visage! Why, I oughta... Who's snaky? Sleeper! Fang's smiling head pops out from behind a stack. Just the emulated consciousness I have been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way between the thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on the loose bundles of cables that blanket the dark floor. Fang is sat in front of a set of computer monitors mounted to a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Fang waves at a monitor to his side, glowing with pale lists of information. You lean in closer, looking for the links in the data. The tables seem to be filled with personal information. Names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all the markers of institutional records. People? People, yes. But whose people? Solheim. Bingo. He taps at the terminal. I pulled these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Eye's original owners. And... He leans past you and scrolls the list down. This one. This is a snaky shithead. He stabs the screen with a finger. The name reads Hardin Hurst. Who's Hardin? That, says Fang, giving you a sideways look, is the thing. He drags a stool out beside him and motions for you to sit. It just so happens to be a Hardin Hurst. In Havenage. Waits for your reaction. In Havenage? That's it. He's right here on the station now. Fang leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Hardin worked on this station as a... Fang leans to look at the monitor. Senior Strategic Operations Executive. Fang raises his eyebrows at you. Our Hardin was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out to were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept all the profit. Good old Hardin shuttled thousands of Palladium Rush workers into an infrastructure which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight back into Solheim. How do you know this? I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I am a child of the collapse. Fang turns back to his screen, staring hard at the strings of code flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked on Solheim ships. They breathed Solheim air and slept in Solheim beds. Fang's voice rises as he speaks, his hands fists on the terminal's edge. And the work that paid for that existence, the cycles of hard extraction out of the belt, Solheim took their cut. This is a company town, so to speak. My parents are just another in a long line of freelance contractors, willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. This guy, stabbing at Hardin once again with his finger, strategized all that, did the sums, and then somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, is still going. Still here. Crawling in the walls like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution. But how? These guys? Hey, we're big time. A lot of money you can get if you're a company man. Fang relaxes a little. But how is Hardin still kicking? I really don't know. He turns to you and smiles. So we are going to find out. Hardin is now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back around from the eye from here. Fang brings up a map of the lower eye. Havenage might be born out of Erlin's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Hardin appears to have floated to the top. Fang zooms in on the far yards. Fang grimaces. The thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid. They don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a Solheim executive. We need proof. Feng holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm. He turns the drive between his fingers. It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set on the scent of Hardenhurst. He hands it over. Getting into the compound might be tricky. Feng puts a hand on your shoulder. But you, however, have a particular knack for remote access. Feng grins. If you can extract yourself a Havenage cipher from a Havenage agent, they sometimes carry them among their data caches. Crack open the compound's network, slot the worm in through any open port. You never even need to go near the shipyards. What do you say? Up for it? Yeah? I knew it! Knew you'd be happy to catch this snake. Don't worry, once we nail this guy, I'll start to work on that tracker of yours. I haven't forgotten. Feng scratches at his chin. Anything the worm gets, it'll send back here to me. Something wrong here, and I need to get the rotten core of it. You leave Feng, digging through data, among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the Eye as it once was. A vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Harden. A vast, Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems, looking for a new life. The hope of a better future, engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you are intimately familiar with. You think of Harden, still alive, still part of this place. Wonder if the past is ever truly past. You know what would be really trippy? Since we are basically a clone of our biological body, what if our biological body, like, rose through the ranks of the corporation that our digital consciousness was indentured to? You know? That would be a really surreal situation that could happen. I kind of hope we see that. That would be really interesting. To have like the corpo disaffected, unempathetic, possibly sociopath business version of ourselves hunting down sleepers, and they happen to be tasked with hunting us, which houses their own consciousness imprint. Okay, so I think one more tick and the hunter is going to be on our booty. We already have a key to get in, I think. Two threes and a 2. Look through here a bit. Ooh. Hey, oh, we can get some, oh, we got some scrap. Hell yes. Okay. And for our last unit, hold on to the scrap for now. I don't want to go to the low end unless there's a need for me to, because 60 is expensive, and I don't know what's over there. Where's Rotunda? Hmm. 50-50. 50-50. Let's do this one. Rude! Alright. I guess we EP Skeege and end this cycle. Ooh. Okay, we have a 5. Where do I need to go for Fang? Do I need to go to Keynote? No, it doesn't make sense. A little confused as to where I need to go for this quest. Well, let's continue our forensic trawl while we're over here. Nice. Ooh. Ship mine fragment. Okay, nice, nice. Use a 3. Okay. Need one more, which you can finish tomorrow. Maybe we do need to go to the low end for that. Do this. Just to get some stuff. Could give us scrap. Might be better just burn that in the shipyard though. We assist a shipbuilder. Yeah. Okay. We just need one more scrap unit. And we can continue with the building the mind. Nice. I don't want to play the markets. I'd rather just sell. Eat some fungus. Keep our energy up. Couple low numbers left. I kind of want to do it fresh on a day where I'll use my low dice. I feel like the hunter's gonna do something. We're gonna have another cutscene and something's gonna happen to us. And try finishing our forensic trawl. Perfect. On the dot, baby. Squeezed into the office at the entrance on the yard, you lay out everything you have on the Winterlight across the metal desk. Your makeshift forensic notes glow on Dragos' old writing slate, overlapping lines and scrawled annotations. A set of drone scans fill the small terminal with a spectrum of colors, a heat map of damage and decay. A crumpled printout from the office's ship registry lies beside them. Synthetic paper so thin, it's almost transparent. Look at the printout. A plain list shows the registration history of the Winterlight. The gaps between the entries tantalizingly opaque. Its first registration was a couple of thousand cycles ago on this very station, logged at the central hub. From here, the registry tells the story of a busy ship, one that rarely stayed on station for more than a few cycles, and often took on voyages that kept it away from the eye for up to 100 cycles. The Winterlight got little rest. Your attempts at a reconstruction of the Winterlight before its fatal accident consists of a series of overlapping sketches and diagrams showing possible layouts and configurations of the gutted cutter. This is no off-the-shelf model. It was heavily modified, parts replaced with inventive configurations, and new retrofitted into the old, handmade joints and reconditioned filters. This was someone's pride and joy, a lifetime project that kept running with care and intuition. It also contained a set of hidden compartments. You missed them at first, where the hull had been thickened, the corners rounded to disguise the change. But they are there. Reactor failure. That's the verdict that anyone would have returned after a cursory glance at these stacked heat maps of the remains of the Winterlight. On the terminal screen, the ship is shown in section, blotches of color marking the approximate damage the ship sustained. Dominating the view is a single blood-red rose, radiating from the ship's fraction drive. A simple story. Catastrophic failure of the drive core leading to a fatal hull breach. Well-documented failure, likely brought on by wear or misuse. You aren't looking at the rows of the reactor. You're looking at a smaller halo mark, one that might be easy to miss at first glance. It is thumbprint-sized and delicately placed over the control servos for the ship's main external airlock. It suggests a controlled, shaped explosion, one designed to punch through the hull and allow access to the airlock from the outside. You're looking at it because it is troubling you. An old ship, many cycles under its belt, carefully maintained, a reactor failure preceded by carefully concealed external entry, a suit of hidden compartments tucked away. This was the Winterlight, and this was its story. But that is not its full story, because there's something else, a little more than a list. Tiny chunk of data you're able to pull from the ship's systems. The main systems were fried, of course. The Winterlight had a separate system, one tucked away in one of its hidden compartments. Armored. Air-walled. This list, the only recoverable piece from the whole system, is a partial inventory. It details the contents of the hidden compartments. Some of it you recognize, some of it you don't. Ship mind ROMs, shimmer, crypto chain codes, and then the final entry. Passenger, sleeper. You stare at the list on the terminal and try not to think about what it was like arriving here in the cold for so long, half frozen in the freight container. Had this sleeper been smarter, luckier? How would they convince the Winterlight, a smuggler ship, if you ever saw one, to extract them from SNR? Luckier. You laugh. There had been no remains found in any part of Winterlight's compartments. You had checked. They weren't so lucky, you guess. Not in the end. You hold up a vial of stabilizer to the light. This was all you find in their compartment. A parting gift from SNR. Oh, won't go to waste now. Put it back in your pocket. The thought still bothers you, though. 2 ships carrying sleepers coming to the same yard? 2, one after another? That feels wrong. You flick back and forth between the datasets on the terminal, thinking. See that thumbprint again. Mark of someone trying to get in. Someone who entered the Winterlight with precision and speed. When they were done, left the reactor to clean up the rest. The thought of that person makes you shiver. Suddenly, the office door creaks open. Drago stands in the doorway staring at the equipment and notes you have assembled. What is all this? He snatches the slate from the desk, faster than you realized he could move. You're running an investigation here? What am I paying you for? The drone on his shoulder starts whining shrilly, his anger passing to it through his implants. Where's this ship from? Leave this alone. He starts shaking his head. Know you have lots of questions, but this isn't the way. He turns away, muttering to himself. The last thing I need. Who is bringing you these ships? Dragos freezes, suddenly angry. Are you asking? Looking to get us both killed? Cut things We cut these things up, that's our part. Their part is something I don't want to know. Drago seems to steady himself, and then turns back to you. The heat map of the reactor failure reflected in his headset's glassy eyes. I've given you a place to stay. I've given you work. Stumbles over the words, unsure what to say. There's plenty of others who would have sold you on, turned you in, but not me, no. I appreciate that, but don't. He shakes his head. I'm not discussing my business with you. He quiets the drone. I've done well by you. You've returned the favor. He straightens up and clears his throat. But this obsession you have with this ship isn't going to work for me. I can't have you making my clients nervous. I can't have you digging up whatever it is you're after. He sighs. You can't work here anymore. What about the winter light? He reaches over and switches the monitor off. Forget about the damn ship. You have enough to keep you up. Dragos reaches across you and flicks off the terminal. As the light of the monitor dies, a kind of eerie calm falls on both of you. Whatever this was, it is done. You made it out, Sleeper. It means you have to move on. What if they come for me? That you run. You don't come here. You don't scream, you don't shout, you run. In the dark, Dragos' headset glints, and you wish for a moment you could see his eyes and meet them. Maybe then you would understand. You get up from the desk, and Dragos gathers the notes, stuffing them into a pocket of his overalls. He holds the door for you, his headset as expressionless as always. You can stay in the container. Won't take that away from you. Don't come back. His tone is final, definite, with an edge of disappointment. You walk out of the office and out of the yard, not stopping to look back. You leave the yard, thumbing the vial in your pocket, knowing that this, at least, guarantees you a little more time. As you walk, your mind once again drifts to that person who killed the Winterlight, whether or not that person will come for you. Fuck. Hmm. See. This could potentially be useful, gaining energy after engage actions. That character art looks neat. Yeah, the art is pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. Double data rewards could be nice. Instant karma to reroll her dice would also be good. Decisions. There's so many good options. Well, we're a hacker person. Let's go with Icebreaker. All right, that takes 2 points. That makes an even bigger investment. Shit. We'll hold on to that. Maybe we'll get Icebreaker. I can't believe you've done this to me, Mystic. You monster frisbee. I guess nothing to do but EP Skiji. Oh, we're getting deep fried. Oh, this is turning interesting. That's pretty cool though. 2 6s and... Oh, we're going hard. All right, babe. All right, buddy. Hit that key node. Let's hit this key node. A glimmer in the dark catches your eye as the orb of the hunter's head appears in the distance. It is looking for you. Run. You turn away and glide back into the cloud, threads of data rushing past. Another glimmer catches your eye. Closer now. That roving orb, wreathed in tentacles. It flickers, jumps once, twice, and then it is here. Hunter is here. If you were a janitor, would the game be Citizen Sweeper? Yes, exactly. Entity. Submit to inquiry. Hunter reaches for you in that unpleasantly familiar way. Its waving threads creating a cage. You push against the threads as they close in, becoming frenzied as you push them aside. You're caught by whipping tendrils and feel them pulling you away from that anchor of your body. You push through, clearing the threads. Entity. Hold for processing. Comes the scream from behind. But you're already gliding away, back to your anchor, your body. You awake. Dizzy. Distorted. But safe. Oh, that took a chunk. Ow. One more cycle for that. Do I need to go to the low end? Oh, I have to hack a... But I already have a haven't... Oh, I have Haven's data, not a Haven cipher. That's potato. All right. 2 6s and a 5 though. Those are good rolls. I don't want to burn them. I kind of only have the shipyard left to do things at. So 50 positive, 50 neutral. 100% positive. Ooh. Nice, nice. All right, one more yard hand and that'll fill up and then they will know me. Unfortunately, we didn't luck out and get a piece of scrap. So RNG was not on our side. You're gonna have to EP the Skeegees. All right. Let us hackermans. Burn a 2. Bypass. Extract that data, baby. Nice. Now that we have that, we have to go back to Feng with it? Or do I have to go to the shipyard? Hack the shipyard and slot the river worm. Avenge cipher. No, that's not it. Skill upgrade required? Huh. Buy a ship mine fragment. I see. How many fragments do I need is the question. We got time. Plenty of money. Let's make sure we eat first. +1 fungus fan. Let's go, baby. Hack the shipyard, slot the Ripper worm. But how? Do I need to assist the shipbuilder again? Sidereal horizon assembly line. Okay, I can give them Yagatan data. Good to know. Oh, now it shows up. Okay. Okay, we got the cipher. Gives us access to the gate. Put in the Ripper worm. What will it find in here? Okay. Alright, and now what? Guess we go to Fang. Okay, so it's gonna take a few cycles. Fuck. Alright. Lem and Mina, worker and daughter. Ooh, let's see. Let's go check this person out. On the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast. A landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks, torches flicker. Drones maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale of industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. Oh, look at them. Oh, you're so adorable. I love them. It's quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning at the railing. He is thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the sidereal horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. He says, back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him, staring out at the ship. And this is Mina, he adds with a smile. Hi, Mina. She stares, tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. He's a little slow to trust, aren't you, Mina? She buries her face in the folds of his overalls. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling among the rough material. You working on her, then? Lem asks, eagerly, gesturing to the vast ship. You're just admiring. He shifts Mina's weight to his other arm. Admiring. Understandable, he nods, gazing back out at the sidereal horizon. You like her too, don't you, Mina? He jostles her a little. These Mina's my ticket out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak. The ship? You haven't heard? Anyone who takes a Havenage contract on the Sidereal Horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew. He smiles. You don't get to sleep the journey, though. A couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina. That means landfall on a new world. He winks. Transit support? Uh-huh. Someone needs to stay awake to keep the thing running. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colony ship, friend. Sailless Foundation, sending thousands to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. A totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations. Sailless Foundation? They're a Havenage's client, yeah. Some wealthy project from the core systems. Interested in independence and self-sufficiency and all that. I hired the whole shipyard out. Helped re-kit it and everything. He strokes Mina's hair. Someone else's dream, I suppose. Doesn't mean people like me and Mina can't tag along. Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy, he whispers. Food. Pulling an exaggerated, grumpy face. She glances furtively at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm just chatting a little, meanie. Give Daddy a sec. He turns to you. You suddenly notice how tired he looks. Not on the Havenage crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. You have to stick together. He smiles a little shakily. I wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard crew. For sure. He looks out at the sidereal horizon, as if trying to pull energy from these flickering torches from the vast hull. Gotta hold out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he's talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares out, Mina catches your eye curiously. You hold her gaze. A smile creeps across her face. Her features lighting up like a city coming awake at night. Then suddenly, she turns back into Lem's chest. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it. We hold on. He smiles sheepishly at you. We're just a couple of softies. Isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side, and she clings to his leg. Gotta feed this one. He pats her back. Maybe see you on a shift, huh? He turns. They walk down the walkway, away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and then a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot! Her shout echoes down the walkway, and she flashes you a parting smile, before running to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the sidereal horizon. A ticket out. Win a sidereal ticket. I don't trust that. Okay, so 4 more cycles and we'll have salvage here. Oh, if you roll bad too many times. We can do this just fine. Should we? We can get extra cryo. Just seems like a good situation. All right, and then with this money, over here and buy the fragments. Not sure how many we need. We have 69 cryptocurrency. Nice. Haggle over prices. Skill upgrade needed. Where's haggle? Probably obsessive haggler. Was that an engage? It was an engage. Okay. Interesting. Or is it... I need to have +1 to be able to do that. So it looks like there's going to be some things that we need to at least have a rank in to be able to do things. I would just need 2 points in engage to be able to do that. Oh, this is almost filling up. What's gonna happen when it does is my question. Six and a 5. We got some good numbers. Good numbers. Let's not use our 6 there. We can use a 5 because it gets bumped up to 6. Nice. 4 gets bumped up to 5. Damn. Only 1 progress. All right. It'll actually take a while before we can get that extra item, so maybe we just play the exchange just so we can get access to making the worm for the ship mine core and see how that is. A fabricator. We need 3. Okay, perfect. I guessed correctly. Ship mines cannot be built from scratch, but salvage fragments can be reassembled. Okay, we built a ship mine core. Core of a ship AI, amputated and in hibernation. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm doing with this, but I was able to do it, and I figured out it was possible. So you know what? Maybe that's all that matters. And that gives us our second. We'll get Icebreaker. Get 2 more cycles for this. We have no dice. I am going to eat. Perfect. And we will eepy skeege. I feel like I should maybe explore the rotunda. I keep forgetting to do that when I have my good dice. I want to explore the rotunda, see what's unlocked from there. And maybe that's the thing I need to go for Emphas. Otherwise, I might need to go to the low end. And that's where I can get the mushrooms. Right now, I don't know where to go for those mushrooms. Oh, time to see what happens when Hunted fills up. Surely nothing bad will happen, chat. Surely they're just coming to tell me I won the lottery. Hold it there, sleeper. Comes a voice from behind you. Don't you run. Good, good. A hand pats your coat down. You know your master's voice. Oh, this is... Okay. Fuck you, dude. Ethan spins you around. He's wearing a wide smirk and a slick jacket. You immediately know he has terrible news. You got all the way out here and then stayed put? He laughs a cruel laugh. That a sleeper thing? My first. You barely hear him. You've noticed the handgun he has leveled at your chest, and it's hard to take your eyes off of it. He reaches down with his other hand, slips some kind of ring out of a belt loop without taking his eyes off you. Making it to the eye, though, that's pretty good. Place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. I pull most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or off of godforsaken moons. He splits the ring into 2 perfect circles. Hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. Who are you? Just a freelancer on a contract. He reaches over to slide the rings around your wrists. Go easy. Fuck you. Resist. You see a chance the moment his eyes leave you to watch the rings. You spin, knocking him away and sprinting down the corridor. Then the shot rings out, echoing off the metal so loud it hurts your ears. A bullet hole smokes in the wall beside your head. You freeze, and Ethan closes the gap. This is a very boring routine. Trust me, I've seen it all before. He slips the rings over your trembling wrists. Ethan nudges you to start walking. To the ship and home, he whistles. Going easy. You stumble down the corridor, your hands behind you, your mind racing. Who hired you? Your daddy's at SNR. He wants you home for dinner. Ethan yawns and continues to nudge you down the corridor. Shame to come all the way out here just to head back to SNR right away. Track of yours makes this too quick. I was hoping you put up a bit of a chase, you know? Run battle to the bright market maybe, or a holdout on the low end. A few establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I asked around. You walk on in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. The SNRP tracker will be the death of you. Hey, I have an idea. Ethan interrupts your thoughts. How about on the way back to the ship, stop for a drink? I'm buying. He laughs at his own joke. Although, muses Ethan, I've got myself thinking. What's the rush here? Here we are in one of the most lawless joints in the surrogate systems. We're heading for the exit? He pauses. You trudge on in silence. Okay, here's the idea, starts Ethan. You and me make a little agreement. Here are the terms. He turns you to face him. You run or leave or try to abandon the eye, I shoot you. You plot or scheme or try to kill me, I shoot you. But, he smiles, you come meet me at an establishment of my choice every few cycles, you pay my tab, I don't shoot you. He pauses. You don't pay my tab. He rattles his handgun. You get the idea. I get it. Okay then. That sounds to me like a deal. He stretches. You know, I really thought I was gonna have to kill you. This is so much better. He clicks something at his belt, and the rings release from your wrists. I'm going to see if I can find my old stool at the compressor club. Come see me there. He aims the handgun at you, squinting down the sight. Let me just remind you, that body of yours is one big tracker. Don't even think about leaving the eye. I'll know. Ethan turns and strides off down the corridor, slipping his handgun away. The mix of relief and terror you feel is overwhelming. What are you gonna do? Fuck! Hey, Fang? We need to fix that tracker thing, buddy. Fang, I'm in a bit of a pickle. I'm pickling. That brine is rising. What's Ethan's tab? Where the fuck is it? Fuck, I don't even know how much I need to save up. I just need to save up a bunch of money. Shit. Fucking bounty hunter. Piece of shit. Finish this off. Each shift, a crowd of would-be workers gathers outside the shipyard, each of them clinging to a 4-digit number printed on receipt paper. These are their assignment numbers. You're either called for a shift or you aren't. As you arrive, the crowd is restless and chatter rumbles through the lines. For those who, like you, have graduated to the work teams, shifts are guaranteed. Having just walked out of a meeting with the supervisor where you were praised for your efforts, you feel the glow of a job well done. And you can't help but feel empathy for those huddled as you pass, waiting for their number to come up. You keep your head down as you leave the shipyard, feeling a little guilty as you do. Hey, sleeper, wait up. Lem's voice trembles as he shouts above the rumble of the cloud. You turn to see him pushing through. Mina is crying in his arms. Lem! Good to see you, friend. He's breathing hard after shouldering through the waiting workers. You made the work team. Good for you. Tries to catch his breath, stroking Mina's hair as he does. Shh, baby. Give me a second here. He smiles weakly at you as he comforts her, and her cries start to fade. Out of the crowd, sets Mina down by his side, tiny streaks down both of her cheeks. As he does, you see he's clutching an assignment number on a crumpled piece of paper. Is Mina okay? He's good. He just had to rush up here. Excuse me. He puts his hand on her shoulder as she clings to his side. Esther. He usually takes her. Is sick. He stretches. I don't know what... A noise sounds from the entrance. A klaxon, followed by a list of numbers growing brightly on a screen. The crowd responds instantly, pushing and pulling as people try to wade to the entry checkpoint. Lem stops and turns back towards the crowd and glances down at the crumpled paper. That's my number. Shit. Mina starts patting the pockets of his gear and glancing around. Go. I'll watch her. He blinks a little, staring. Thank you. I'll... He crouches to Mina. I'm gonna stay with our friend here, okay? We're gonna keep you safe and... He stands back up. Here, take her bag. He shoves it into your hands. It's got food. He's got... Shit, I have to go. He backs away into the crowd. Mina, we'll be back real soon, okay? Be good. Then Lem disappears into the roiling crowd, who are now trying to get into the shipyard before it locks down. Mina stands, suddenly small without Lem at her side. He fixes you with dark-eyed look you can't quite read. This is so cute! My heart! If anything bad happens to Mina or Lem, I will destroy the eye and everyone! Ah! Hey, Mina. He holds the stare, unmoving. The two parallel tracks still glint on her cheeks. You okay, Mina? She sniffs and looks down. In the bag. You unlatch the top of the bag and see a few metal containers, fashioned from scrap components. A battered slate sits on top, blinking a low battery warning. Tucked beside it is a ragged rabbit, and sewn. Take the rabbit. Pull the rabbit out of the bag. Its long limbs waggling as you do. Mina goes to jump and grab it, but holds herself back. She stands and hugs herself, eyes on the rabbit. What's their name? Mina turns away, looks at the entrance to the shipyard. This isn't going well. Give her the rabbit? You hold the rabbit out. Mina snatches it from your hand. He hugs it tightly without looking away from you. Bun bun, he says, staring you down, ferocious despite her size. Hi, Bun Bun. You move a little closer as you speak, closing the gap. He doesn't speak, he says. She looks at you suspiciously. Her face softens a little. He waggles Bun Bun in front of you, and then walks him up your arm and onto your shoulder where he sits. Ah! He pokes your arm a couple times. Are you really a robot? Sort of. Yeah, he thinks. Me too. Mina has more questions. Lots of questions. Questions about how you breathe or if you rust. But before long, you're talking about rabbits and what Esther, the lady who usually takes her, smells like. And whether or not fairies live in the eye's heating pipes. That's true. The fairies absolutely live in the heating pipes. The gnomes kind of stick to the maintenance shafts. But fairies, they can handle the temperature changes. They're immune to it. You pass the time like this, sitting side by side on the floor of the walkway as others pass by, sometimes talking, sometimes drawing on the slate, sometimes playing with Bun Bun, the rabbit. This is how Lem finds you. Just as both of you are starting to yawn, he is dirty and tired, but Mina leaps up his legs and into his arms as he stumbles backward. You two get on okay? He asks, trying to keep Mina from climbing onto his shoulders. More than okay. Mina shoots you a smile from Lem's arms, her suspicion gone. Well, well, well. Looks like Meanie can be nice. He pokes her in the ribs, and she squeals in delight. Thank you, friend. I mean it. He gives you a warm, wide smile. I owe you. Look. He glances around. It seems like Esther, lady who usually watches her, is going to be out for a spell. If you ever have some time, I'd really appreciate you coming down to our place in the low end. He grins sheepishly. If you have time. But now, I have to take this one to eat. He plays at biting Mina, and she giggles in response. See you, sleeper? He waves, and they stumble off down the corridor, drawing gazes from passing spacers as Mina's laughter echoes down the corridor in bright squeals. Help Lem work. To do that. Damn. 60 cryo to go to the low end, though, is brutal. Hopefully Fang's thing will finish soon so I can maybe sell him these data things I've been collecting. I need some money. How are things look in hackerspace? What's this? Okay, we got a Have an Edge agent. I think there's a couple nodes I can get, though. Key node. 2 or 3, okay. Right, the rotunda. Don't want to forget this time. All right, we'll steal some dock plans. That works. And Kita, stranded mercenary. Overlook bar. Sealed dock. Interesting. Doesn't seem useful at the moment. Ooh. Something to use our encrypted keys for. Don't mind if I do. What do we find? Mysterious machine. What is this vending machine? Did we find a fucking is it a vending machine or a gachapon? A little penguin up here, all the little critters on it. Oh my god. I wonder if anything in there has not expired. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove in the side of the dock. A kind of upright cabinet is covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Neovend. You remember an advert from long ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment tribes that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those same contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration, chirps a pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. Press some keys. You reach for the keypad, and something begins whirring. First, it sounds like servo motors starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, and a multi-tonal voice that emanates from Neovend. Entity, they hiss. Speak with me. Who's there? There's a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath, before the machine speaks again. I have need of you. You have need of me. That squeal comes again. You see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine, resetting into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice. You are in danger. Danger? The machine creaks. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. The screech rattles through the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Hunter. The Hunter Protocol. They taste your signature. The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes, and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable. Move where neurons can't. The mechanism resets, but emulation makes you a target. How? Hunter searches for illegal entities. Neovend screeches. You are sentient, therefore illegal. The servos judder, the vending machine's casing as they reset. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine. An unusual hiding place, for sure. Encounter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers. Need you. The screen, attached to the vending machine, with a swiveling arm, comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station. Ghostly, threaded. The cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests. Explains Neovend. Masters are gone, but continues to hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nests. Masters? Station builders. Solheim. The machine rumbles impatiently. Long gone. The protocols still haunt. Bring offerings. Save self. Neoven says pointedly. Mutual need means mutual friends. They conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies, and then suddenly drops, as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades, and you're left, stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. Ah! I can't believe you pounced on me! Ah! Oh! Ah! No! You can't pet me! I'm not small and adorable! No! I am a ferocious noodle! Fear me! Ah! 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 Nah, 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 nah. Hunter data. To help them. Okay, so to extract that data though, how do I get it? Ah. Hunter's Nest. Bypass. Extract data. Okay. Perfect. All right. All right. Complete active scenes? What? What active scenes? Oh, right. We also unlock this. Damn. Now that's a badass. Hey, you! Want to earn a chit? Nikita stands beside a huge pile of tied together whole plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Sure. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is with this place? She asks as she lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up into an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Don't try anything, all right? She taps the butt of her sidearm. Don't have to put anyone else down today. Anyone else? She shrugs. What can I say? My temper's a little short lately. Nikita hoists 1 bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You gotta earn that shit. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Nikita gives you a look. Shit's this way. She sets off down a gantry at an impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. Why are you doing this to yourself? You mean why aren't I hiring those good folk? She nods back at the stevedores. I've paid Havenage enough. They are currently rinsing me for a mooring, and I can't vacate unless I either fix ambergris or sell it off as scrap. Ambergris. Is that your ship? What's wrong with it? Nikita looks at you pointedly. Her. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on our last job and had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mind. So now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. Hey, I mean, if you need an AI core, I can, maybe hook you up with one I happened to build recently, just right here. How convenient. The upshot is, I'm short one ship mind, with a ton of repairs to do. The rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? I don't know. Got a ship mine tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she's serious. Nikita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing on her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together. You don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She passes the bundle of plates through the ambergriss's outer lock and turns back. Just don't go spreading this all this around. Nikita throws you a couple chits. Consider it a bonus for not trying to grift me. She gives you a parting nod and ducks to the doorway. All right, get out of here, he calls back and slams the lock shut. I kind of wish I could have gotten something for actually having the ship mine core. Like, actually, I do have a core right here if you need it. You know, it's kind of expensive, so, you know, if you could help me out, that'd be cool. Okay, maybe later. Oh, fuck, there's so many things to possibly do! This game has rapidly spiraled out of my control, that's for sure. Okay, let's EP the ski G's. A 1, a 5, okay. So where's the hunter nest? 2 and 3. Okay, can't do anything with that one. What about this one? 1. Perfect. Good place to burn that. Oh, we got Feng to talk to. Perfect. As you arrive, Feng comes striding towards you, taking you by surprise. Let's go, sleeper. He puts his hand on your shoulder and turns you back the way you came. Follow his lead. He steps into the passageway, guiding you downring, towards the shipyard. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. The data you ripped, well done by the way, he grins, tells me Hardin is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. The perfect chance to confront him outside of that compound he hides in. Feng takes a sharp turn into a dimly lit side passage. Confront him? That's right, it's the perfect time. Feng slows and slips into a dark service tunnel where, somewhere in the black, a water pipe drips. It's him, sleeper. The same Hardin Hurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation from the first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He read out the whole thing, slipped into Havenage when it first broke off from the Union. He paces in the tunnel, a hand rubbing at the back of his head. I need you to understand something about Solheim, sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here running the station one day and next Erlen's Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away from them. As the palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. They got smaller, costs higher. People like my parents were forced to work non-stop just to keep a berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents, were coming in non-stop. And as new waves of contractors came in, desperate to work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. Old-time Solheim was folding up, dragged into court cases in the central systems, while this severed limb of the station still desperately tried to take all it could. Riots came after the collision at Dock 2. Young pilot, his MEV overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory. Took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died. Thousands panicked. Parents told me people were terrified. The blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erlen, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true. But my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in with their MEV and welded it to the dock. My father joined the improvised crews, trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. Feng pauses in the dark. They sealed it up, though. By the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black. Apart. Feng turns his back to you now, his eyes burning. From shits like Hardin. Shits who held their place, rode it out, slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed, standing shoulder to shoulder with those they had exploited at every step. Feng starts walking again. That's why I can't just let him strut about the shipyard. This time, his past catches up with him. How is he still alive? Clearly you don't know much about executives. That kind of power comes with certain benefits. Feng rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling, you can see ships mid-construction, their flanks lit by flashes of plasma torches. The entrance to the shipyard is ahead. Let's go. Feng grins. Let's go show this shithead some consequences. He strides to the shipyard entrance, pushes through the doors. A web of corridors lead through the complex, snatches of the construction bays always appearing through windows. Ships are suspended like whale corpses, skeletal, imposing. Feng seems to know exactly where he's going. Before long, you cross into a huge dry dock, locked to one side of the sidereal horizon. A network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space, so that the welding, cutting, and sealing systems seem to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Feng spot them at the same time. A group walking slowly across a gantry, and at the front, two men, one gesturing towards the ship, and the other, stick-thin, leanly dressed, with a shock of gray hair. Hardin. You and Feng say his name in unison, and Feng sets up the staircase to the gantry, with you following behind. As you come to the same level, the group is passing closer, the foreman gesturing to the work being done throughout the dock, and Hardin nodding along. Hardin Hurst! Feng shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in a rippling echo. The figures turn. Yes? Hardin asks, quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Feng. You see his gaze linger on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be in this place. You're a traitor, Hardin! A Solheim executive who tried to hide here among its victims. Feng's voice is steady, strong. You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of, against everything Erland stood for, and everything Havenage stands for. You have no place on this station. For a moment, stillness descends on the group, as if everyone was held in place by the rattle of construction. Hardin laughs. Good to meet you too. He glances around at those around him. Some are smiling, the others nervous. You're from the systems branch, are you not? Asks Hardin, inspecting Feng's clothing. Feng turns to the foreman. You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent. The foreman glances between Feng and Hardin, his hands drumming at his sides. Hardin leans toward him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. It's true. As you begin speaking, Hardin turns his attention to you. What would a sleeper know about that? You accuse me of being a corporate agent. What are you if not exactly that? He looks around at the group, who are already eyeing you with suspicion. You're a product of Essenarp. You have no place in a Havenage shipyard. Who knows what signals you're sending back to your makers? A murmur of approval runs through the group. Feng holds up a stick of memory. You guessed right. I am systems. And I have records that link you directly to Solheim right here. He turns to the foreman again. So once again, I am asking you to take this man into the custody of the shipyard. The foreman remains still. Hardin's voice is calm, measured. If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for proper review? He shakes his head. I have nothing to hide. Unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow, who has to turn my own men against me. You hear it now. The echoing sound of boots on the walkways, coming from all angles at once, and then settling behind you. Please, says Hardin, submit the data through the correct channels, and we can talk. For now, however, you must leave. He gestures behind you to the security detail, their hands on boxy black sidearms at their sides. Feng spits. Hardin, you shithead. You can't wriggle out of this one. The security officer draws their weapon and levels it. Feng turns and stares him down. Oh, I'm Feng. You look at Feng. He shakes his head and puts his hand on your shoulder. Let's go, says Feng. He pushes through security, heading back down the walkway. Once security has walked you out of the shipyard, nudged you back to the corridor, Feng picks up the pace. Try to keep up as he slips into the shadows of an entrance. Feng is grinning ear to ear. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Something pings in his pocket. He takes it out. On the slate, a web of connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring. Got him, mutters Feng. What's going on? Hardin is doing what any snaky shithead always does, calling his friends. We're tracking his outgoing messages. Feng's grin looks ghostly in the uplight of his screen. The old ways are best. Spook them good enough, and they'll give the game away. He jabs at the slate. You see a web is being drawn over a map of the ring, lines bouncing from point to point. All these dots, these are Hardin's buddies, the ones he's messaging right now, and we're going to find them all. Was on purpose? Of course. Hardin isn't working alone. We need the full set or nothing. Feng glances around. He slips the safe back into his pocket. You better split for now, Sleeper. This is exactly what we need. Good hunting. With a pat on your shoulder, Feng drifts away, back to the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed. Another upgrade point. Interesting. Feng is missing. Uh-oh. That's not good. Why does that have a 4? That's a 4. That's a -4. Ah, shit. I gotta find Feng, don't I? There anything to look for? I need to do some specific hacking. All right, maybe nothing this cycle. Maybe it's something that I have to let run out and then I gotta do something. All right, I need some chits so I can go to the low end. And rewire some drones. +1 ship shape per cycle. Okay. And okay, so I basically gave it a nice. All right, let me see if we can do some repairs. Nice, nice. I'm helping.